Okay, guys, so welcome back to the second part of the data science question. We are back with Blazer and Jonny, and in the last episode, we just covered the three different roles: data scientist, data engineer, and data analyst. And now, guys, do you have any questions which we want to dive into?
Yes, actually. Since I'm a beginner, right now I'm just doing Python. Can you also tell me which other requirements are needed to become a data, for example, scientist or like engineer like you are?
I think you have to be specific on that question. Like, it's either
Uh,
data scientist or data engineer.
Data engineer.
Okay. So I think if you want to be a data engineer, you have to forget that it's called data engineering and just be a not data, like software engineer actually. The first step is to understand software engineering principles. And the more you know about other fields, the better it is for you as a data engineer because you can imagine that data engineers are just a sub role of software engineers, but they focus not on software engineering. Like they don't build software, they build automated systems. So by default, I actually don't build something with a front end where end users can click on something or so. I can do that too, but that's not my main goal. My main goal is to build automation, like that something or like some systems work without my further interaction after I deployed it. And to get started, you need to understand how to create some kind of software, which means that you know how to modularize your whole code because you need to write clean code which is scalable. And what does it mean? It means that your code has to be written in a way that you can use it multiple times and that it doesn't stop working if you have too much data, for example. Like let's say you are scraping 10 web pages and then suddenly you get 100 data sources, and then your code suddenly stops working because you run on your memory or something. So that's what I'm talking about, the principles, how software engineering works, and then you also need to understand some kind of web development if you go into the direction of web scraping, because there are different types of data engineers. Okay, and now you focus on Python, and then the next thing you should know is SQL. Do you have any experience with SQL already?
No, not yet.
Oh man, that would be funny, and I think that's super important. Like in my previous videos, how to become or how to get started as a data engineer, the only things which I recommend are Python and SQL. And if you get to those, or like if you know how to use both of them, you can go over to the next steps, like learn what are distributed systems. That's like one of the most important aspects of data engineering, and also like how to work with the terminal. That's why when we use Git, I want you or I force you to use the terminal, right? Not the Git desktop interface thingy. Because you
Mhm.
also need to understand and learn or control yourself how to move in a terminal, because you also will work with a shell on servers or in the cloud, and that's what you need. And also writing scripts, not with Python, but with a shell as well, shell scripts. I don't know if you have done that before, or Blazor.
No, actually, I think last week I had to use a script when I wanted to publish a app on iOS, and I was like, wow, this stuff is like really simple, small. Like learn this stuff and write a script for my little problems that I have. But that's
Yes.
something interesting I would like to try sometime.
Yeah, like imagine, man, you use Windows, right? Both of you. I
Yeah.
mean, me too. And when you start your Windows, they also execute bat files or shell scripts which just run your X on Windows and then
Yeah.
start your program. And you just don't know that because you never saw that. But that's just an adventure into another topic. And yeah, I hope you learned something, man.
Oh, thank you. Now I know what to focus on
Okay, man.